Hello everyone, I am Professor Nayan Asnai, Department of Information Technology, Parvatibai Genba Mose College of Engineering, Vagoli. So we have two small definitions in this session to start. The first one is estimating the activity resource and second one is estimating the activity duration. So estimating the activity resource is the process of estimating the type and quantities of the material, human resources, your equipments, and the supply required to perform each activity. So the key benefit of this process is to identify the type, quantity and the characteristics of the resource required to complete the activity, which allows more accurate cost and the duration of the estimation. So estimating the activity resources is nothing but to estimate the resource, which includes your type of material, your human resources, your equipments that is used while developing, your suppliers or the supplier's quantity. Then these things are estimated in the estimating activity resources. Now while talking about the estimating activity durations, so estimating the activity duration is the process of estimating the number of work period needed to complete the individual task, or we can say the individual activity with estimated resources. Means the resource which is required to complete the particular task and the time duration which is required for the particular task is calculated in estimating activity resources. Here we have two estimation. First is for the resources and first is for the duration. Duration is nothing but the time required to perform for each activity using the particular resource, and activity resource is nothing but estimating the activity resource is nothing but estimating the resources which are used in the development process. It might be your equipments, it may be your human resources, it may be your quantities of the material, types of the material and the suppliers. Okay. So the next part of this is your Gantt chart. So it is a timeline chart which is also called as a Gantt chart. It is generated on the basis of the start date of input of each and every task. So Gantt chart is horizontal bar chart that visually represent a project plan over the time. So vertically you represent a number of tasks and horizontally you can represent the time. The modern Gantt chart typically shows the status of who is responsible for each and every task. So in your book there is a traditional chart which just show the number of tasks listed and the number of time duration which is required. But if you see the modern Gantt chart, it will also show who is responsible for which task. Okay. So this is the tracking schedule tool. Actually we can say the project management tool. So the different way of tracking the schedule is, the first one is to conduct the periodic meeting to find out the progress status and the problems, then evaluate the process, then check whether all the activities are completed within the deadlines or not, then compare the planned date with the actual date, then meet the developers to assess the progress of the project. These all tracking activities are used by the project manager for what? To track the schedule. So we have seen two definitions and one chart. The first one is to estimate the activity resources. That means the list of the resources, the type of resources which is required for the development. And second definition was estimating the activity duration. That is the number of time slots, or we can say the duration which is required to complete the particular task. Then we have seen the Gantt chart, which is nothing but the timeline chart. Vertically it represents the number of tasks. Horizontally it will represent the time slots which is required for completing the task. We can see the diagram. So here is a Gantt chart for developing process of the software. So the first task is identifying the requirement, customer meeting and define the statement. So here we have listed horizontally the time slots. The time slots are nothing but the unit of the time slot is week. So 1 week, 2 week, 3 week, 4 week and 5 week. And horizontally you can see the number of tasks which are taken under the software development. I have listed 3. You can go with the more. So the first one is to identify the requirements, meeting the customers and define the. So the week 1 will take the whole time for completing this task. Here you can say the parallelly concurrently the activities are moving. Suppose some people are working on identifying the requirements, fixing the requirement, and some people are, or we can say the human resource are defining the statement. So these activities are doing concurrently. So you can also represent the concurrent activities during the time. Second is the defined scope. So week 2 will require for defined scope. So you can say from week 2 day 3-4 to week 2 day 5 we have completed for define the scope. FTR are conducted throughout the week. So the second bar is the FTR which defines the whole week activity. Then third element or third task we have software element defined. So we need to define the software element which are required for the software development. On the third week, the whole week is required. The whole week is required to complete the particular task. So in the week 3 we have used the whole bar for the software element defined. Suppose the fourth task is to model the activity or draw the use case diagram. So we can also include one more bar here with the 4 activity. Suppose we require just 2 days for the use case and another 2 days for the class diagram. So you can list here the use case diagram, class diagram, the both activity will be done concurrently. First bar will contain the use case 2 days and the next bar on half of this will contain the class diagram. So likewise you can develop a schedule using the Gantt chart. New Gantt chart always gives us the peoples who are responsible for performing the particular task. But in your book there is a traditional Gantt chart which gives the number of tasks listed vertically and number of time slots which are given horizontally. And you have to perform or you have to give the bars, that is nothing but the time slot which is required to complete the particular task. So you can perform multiple tasks concurrently. So if we have another one thing here, that is fixing the requirement or prioritizing the requirement. So you can also give one bar here that will be used in this week, either from half of the week or it will be a last of the week. As per your imagination and as per your schedule you can define the things like that. So this is the Gantt chart. Might be in the exam you will have the questions like for the particular situation you have to draw the Gantt chart, or there may be a question for defining the Gantt chart with example. So you can go with this example. So I hope this small session have understood by you. We have seen 3 things in this session. Again I am repeating. First one was estimating the activity resources, second one was estimating the activity duration, and the third one was developing the schedule for the Gantt chart. Thank you.